Hi, I'm John Beattie. I used to play rugby. I'm with my daughter Jenny, who's an international footballer. And we'll talk about stuff we've not talked about before, which is how she started playing football and whether she thought I was any good, which is probably not. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Do you remember starting playing football?
I do, but it was very early on. It was with Sophie McIntyre. First joined the school team, Jordan Hill, just got into it. But early memories are in the playground, just having the most fun then. And yeah, that's how I first started with Sophie, joining the boys' school football team.
I remember you playing for all the boys' teams. Do you remember that? I think you played for Hamilton Ackies.
Yep.
And you were the tallest person in the team because
Yeah.
all the wee boys were this size, and I remember you captained Glasgow.
Yeah, I'm still one. Again, some of the boys in my year played for the same team, Hamilton Ackies, which, as you know, Kevin Maguire, now a singer, songwriter. So I'm still really good friends with him. So it's nice always catching up, coming home, and talking about those memories because they were the best times, and when you played for fun and really enjoyed it.
I mean, Johnny was a rugby player, and he was older than you. You were the youngest of three, and I was a rugby player. Did you ever feel pressure to be a sports person? You can be honest.
I actually didn't. It was kind of.
Thank goodness.
It was.
Thank goodness.
It was just kind of the norm. As cheesy as that sounds, we kind of grew up active in the garden, throwing balls around, playing football. I mean, Johnny still played when he was young football, so I kind of also played with him in the garden. And I absolutely loved it. I loved any form of sport, whether it was tennis, hockey, football. Never played rugby, but football obviously was the one I found the most enjoyable and the most social, and I just continued that. So yeah, no pressure, no worries.
See, I remember Johnny playing football as well, because I think Johnny played.
Johnny still
football.
claims to this day that I can only pass with my left foot because of him, because he was left-footed,
He was.
or still is. So.
I always thought it was good that I always thought football looked after you really well when you were younger, because you came up the system and you trained really hard. You would come out here and train, you go to the gym and train, you had your own programs, and then when you started being signed by the likes of Celtic and Arsenal ladies, they were good, weren't they? You turned up at Parkhead and they made a big presentation for you. You were up on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah, Parkhead, and then at that point we started training at Lennoxtown, which was quite massive because that was a brand new complex at that time, and it was really cool for the girls to be in there training, and yeah, they were great. And then from that, obviously, off the back of got the move to Arsenal. So yeah, everyone has been really good.
See, when I was a wee boy, I remember leaving school in Malaysia and being told by the headmaster that I was the roughest child they'd ever had, and therefore I'd play rugby. And I always felt, I was told that. I remember.
Because you grew up in the jungle.
No, I grew up in the jungle. And I remember having my wee autograph book, and the headmaster said, "You're the roughest child we've ever had at this school."
Is that actually what he said?
Yeah.
Why do you think he said that?
Because I probably was. I probably
Were you a
was.
bully?
No, I was just. I played.
fighting?
I played. No, I loved playing. I loved playing cricket out here as a boy. But in Malaysia, it was sport all the time. Sport every day. Daily aerobics we had.
Because it was boarding school, though. Right?
Boarding school. We had daily sport. We had daily music. We had a kind of hierarchy of things that were important, and the beauty was everything was equal. So sport was as important as music, as important as learning. Do you think you missed out on some of that, becoming a full-time professional?
Missing out on music and stuff.
I don't know. Can you do other stuff? You had other interests. You like music.
Do you know? I think I was probably the last of the generation that could still. I mean, I still studied. I still went to uni and did part-time education, and I still had that other group of friends that I could go to class with and all those things. And I think that's kind of like, I now play in a team that's fully professional, and the kids coming up are almost fully professional, and they live with host families, and they move to go on teams from age 16. Whereas for me, I was at home till I was 18, then only just went to London to play for Arsenal and do part-time, but I was part-time studying, so I was only semi-professional. So I still think I had that element of a really nice balance. But now, being professional, it's kind of having that experience of having the part-time balance that I know and I value it, that it is really important. So I still love my music,
Still play the guitar?
A little bit, yeah. Steal your electrics every now and then.
So what else do you do? You play, you like your football?
Yeah.
Play the guitar? What else?
See, this is where you've probably caught me, because then we can't really, now you can't go out with your friends, you can't drink and go to clubs and bars and all those things, so I do miss out on that lifestyle, but then that's when you enjoy your off season and you catch up
What
with
do you do
friends.
then outside football? What do you do? What's your fun? Guitar?
Guitar,
Go to concerts?
read loads of books, concerts, coffee with friends, sit in a lot of coffee shops, waste a lot of time doing that, read a lot of books, podcasts, keep your mind active, stuff like that. But you've always had that balance very well.
Me?
Because of your playing career, it was amateur. So you've always studied. How many degrees you have?
I've got one real degree.
It was only
Well,
one.
no, I've got a degree in engineering, and I've got 2 honorary degrees.
What accountancy?
I did it. Well, I passed my CA exam. So when I finished work,
Whilst playing for Scotland.
No. When
And
I got injured at Twickenham, got carried off,
Okay.
and I twigged that was the end of my career, and I retrained as a chartered accountant. So I'd been a civil engineer. So my jobs were building bits of the Edinburgh City bypass, and then also the exhibition centre floor slabs as an engineer.
Yeah.
And then I retrained as a CA, qualified as a CA, and did insolvency work and did some taxation work and some audit work.
See, I feel like you've always had the balance nailed.
Well, no, I
Between
didn't. No, I
exercise.
didn't see. Well, I just worked. All I've done's work. When you were wee,
But then
I'd come
my
across here
my-
and
no, but
study
s-
here.
Yeah, but your office was next to my bedroom.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you. I just heard you play guitar. That's my childhood.
You're very bad. That
Oh,
was me working.
or you'd come into my room
Really.
with your acoustic or
When you thought I was studying,
working or
Yeah.
well, that was your way of taking a break.
it was.
10 minutes playing guitar.
I love this bit of ground where we are. So that's our house,
Mhm.
and this is where I played rugby as a wee boy. And when I was a wee boy, I always wanted that house.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
I didn't know that.
When I was a wee boy, I always liked
That's
that.
quite cool then.
Did you not know that?
I didn't know you wanted that house.
I wanted that house, the end terrace.
Well, you did well.
There were 2 teachers lived in it, and I eventually managed to buy it. And I used to go in that gym, so I've been doing that gym for 40 years.
Hmm.
I loved it. This is where I played. And you came out here too.
Yeah, I mean, for
New
me,
Annie's land.
my memories of this pitch, even though obviously I never played rugby here, but we talk about it all the time as players when you come home on the off season but you still got your bits and bobs to do. This was my go-to to kind of come out, do my running by myself.
You still come here.
Yeah, I do. I
Get
love
your
it.
track shoes on.
Yeah, there's the other field with the 400 metre track, just running around it. It's always amazing though, seeing the next generation of,
Kids.
yeah, it's class.
I
It's
know.
just same PE teachers, still there, the cricket coach there earlier.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
always
the,
nice.
the beauty of sport is you do learn teamwork, don't you?
Yeah.
I think that's always the advantage sports people have after sport.
Advantage. Yeah.
You learn that you got to be
Work
part of the
with
team.
people,
Work with people, be a team. Why did you go abroad to play?
because I was actually speaking about this quite recently. At the time, I was kind of in and out the team at Arsenal, had been moved around positionally from striker, fullback, centre defence, and at that point, Anna Signol was the current Scotland coach, and she sat me down and was like, centre defence is, if you want your career to,
That's yours.
yeah, so I needed to sort of pin down a position, and then Montpellier showed interest, and I jumped at it because Johnny was there.
Free coffee.
And yeah,
Free
and
cake.
it came in at the perfect time to go and learn another language, experience a different culture, and pin down a position, because that's what they offered.
Do you know, I was offered to play abroad because when your mum and I are just going out with each other, a
Yeah.
bloke who's just died last week, Nathan McEwen, was a coach in Italy, and he asked me to come play in Italy. And I was also asked to play rugby league by Salford and Widnes. And they asked
Widnes?
me, Widnes, Salford and Widnes. And I always thought, should I have done it? Should I have gone? And because I think it
Do
must have been, I regret it, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, because,
Changing to league or going abroad?
Oh no, I don't think league would have been good for me. But
So just going abroad to Italy.
But then I wouldn't have met your mum. Then you wouldn't
And I
exist.
wouldn't be here.
You wouldn't exist if I'd gone and played. If
Abroad.
I'd gone and played
Okay,
in
so we don't regret that
in
then,
Italy,
do
you wouldn't be here.
we? Okay. I don't. There we go.
That's difficult. At the moment, do you feel pressure to perform all the time?
I think there's an element of it, yeah, because now that the game's professional, there's an element of you're paid to win games. You're paid to train your absolute best every day to perform at your best. So there is that element of it, but pressure, I think, is always the way you deal with it, and you kind of try and switch off with it, and like you said, keeping your mind active and switching your mind off after training, in and around games. So I think I deal with that okay, because I'm quite a calm, relaxed person, and we didn't grow up in a household that was super pressured.
Yeah, I don't think I put, did I put any pressure on you? I don't think I did. Did I?
I mean,
did I?
You used to stand with a stopwatch.
That's because you wanted me to.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't.
You didn't?
I honestly didn't. You didn't really, because you weren't one of those parents that would shout at the side, for instance.
I hated
and
it.
Because you kind of worked at weekends anyway, you didn't come
there.
to a lot of games. So no pressure. Not even now. You always showed interest and stuff, but...
Let's go through best moments. What's been your best moment? I'll tell you mine.
My best moment...
In a Scotland jersey.
Qualifying for the Euros. I think, although it was obviously disappointing not getting there in the end, but for us as a team to have made that sort of first record as being the first team to make a major tournament, that was massive. So yeah, that was cool. That was a cool moment. What about you?
I could pick out lots of silly stories, but I think having been told that I was a rough little boy and that one day I'd play rugby for Scotland when I was 10, I'll never forget just playing for Scotland for the first time, sticking on a blue jersey and running down a tunnel. It was Ireland.
Are you still quite close to the guys you played with?
I wouldn't say close, but I went up to see a brilliant guy called David Leslie last week, who would have played that day, who's an amazing man based up in Dundee. I love them all. I missed them all like crazy.
It's a good time.
I was the only Glasgow person, I think, at the time. And it's bizarre watching you and Kim Little and Corsie, who were the youngsters, and you're all suddenly up here. How important is it to qualify for the World Cup, and is it doable?
It's definitely doable. It's what you aspire to, playing at the major tournaments, and to have your close friends there. And
you are close, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're going away on holiday with Kim Little.
Yeah. They're all such a good group of girls, and obviously I've known Kim for years now, since we were...
And we all know the parents, it's quite
under
scary.
15s. I know, Mum, it's a little social for all the parents to come down and watch.
It's free food, the SFA give us food.
Okay, Dad.
So tell me, so qualifying?
Qualifying will be amazing. We obviously got to the first Euros last summer. To make the first World Cup would be another unbelievable experience, and to do that with your close friends, and such an amazing group with so much talent and perfect mix of experience and youth, and it will just be amazing. It's obviously in France, so it's not far from home. Hopefully we'll get quite a good support if we do get there, but yeah, fingers crossed we make it.
And I think I used to always tell you that never dream of a future, never imagine it's all going to be better one day, and just enjoy it today. Did you get a chance to do that? You enjoy it?
Yeah.
You love it?
Oh, absolutely.
You love it?
Love it. I genuinely do think I've got the best job, and I'm around really good people for club and country. They're all such good girls, and we all kind of appreciate the opportunity we're given, and on days like this, training outside, running around for a couple of hours, it's the best job. And when you've got people in the same mindset, I mean, you'll know yourself with in those gym, in these fields, what that feels like, which is actually quite a cool, relatable experience. But oh yeah, best job. But you don't wish you were ever professional, do you?
No.
Why?
I loved, there was a rugby commentator called Bill McLaren. And I know it's an old-fashioned view, but I think the pressure on you and Johnny is a hard thing to live with. It's a very public success and failure, whereas for us, you'd lose a game and then you'd turn up at work.
Yeah.
And Bill McLaren's phrase was always that rugby should be your daily grind, should be your escape from your daily grind, not your daily grind.
Yeah.
And I loved the fact that when I played, I went to work with different people. I think sport has this strange thing where you all have a truth that you all buy into, but actually when you go and speak to real people, they tell you actually it wasn't very good or whatever. And I was glad that when I finished playing, I had never been professional. And that kind of worries me about you and Johnny a bit, that when you finish playing, Do you ever think what you got? Because I was in a job and I could go and get another job.
I think, yeah, that's why I'm always pretty grateful that Arsenal gave me the opportunity to get a degree. So I kind of have that on my CV at least. But then...
It's only 3 hires and a degree.
3?
5 hires.
Thank you.
6 hires.
6,
5.
7.
7. 7.
7?
7 hires.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I think I definitely do consciously think about it, which is why I went back out to Melbourne after I was on loan as a player, went back out for work experience and just kind of, because like you say, I have no working experience, so it was kind of to figure out what I do eventually wanted to do. I tried my hand at certain things, but I think media is quite fun.
It's very difficult.
Is it?
There's no room.
What do you mean?
Well, all the old guys need to stay there. There's no point having new young people coming in to take their jobs. Okay. It's a really hard job too. It's not very well paid. Stick at the football. Stick at the football.
Do you enjoy your job though? Do you enjoy your job?
I love my job.
Good.
I'm lucky. I get to...
What made you want to go into media then? Like when you were still playing?
I didn't. I got injured. I got injured at Twickenham, and it was before the first ever World Cup.
Yeah.
And I had no idea about media. I'd never been interviewed. I don't think. Well, I'd been, but I'd never wanted to be in it. And then I was in the hospital, and then I was in the. They wanted me to come and talk over the pictures for the first World Cup, and the pictures didn't arrive, so I had to talk longer than I thought I was going to be talking.
Yeah.
And then I was invited back the next weekend, and then I became the pundit. Then I started reading the rugby results. Then I started writing columns, and then, yeah, purely by chance. And then, but I treated it like sport. I think I told you I treat it like sport. So I used to.
What, like a team environment?
Yeah, I love teams, and I used to practice reading stuff out. I always figured that sport gave you that whole thing of, well, if you want to be able to bust somebody, you've got to be able to run 100 metres or do press-ups and pull-ups and bang people. And if you want to talk on the radio, you've got to practice reading stuff out and writing stuff. So I treated it like sport. I treated it just like sport. Build a team, learn the skill, practice. Which is what you need to do if you want to come into the media.
Okay, I'll work on that.
Well, that's it's been amazing watching Jenny grow up and playing football. And we have 3 kids, and we're as proud of all of them as the others. But watching Jenny and Johnny play sport's been fantastic, and I think, I'm like every father, I just want the best for my children, and if part of that's qualifying for the World Cup, then that would be fantastic. Very proud father.
Dad, happy Father's Day.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm sorry, I'll be on holiday with Kim.
Are you?
Yeah, I won't.
Yeah, buddy.
Happy Father's Day.
I don't like you anymore.